Hi everyone, Josh Taylor here from CE Podcast. So today we're just going to talk about some summer tips with your dog, summer safety tips for your dog, however. Um, Definitely water, 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 right? We want to make sure that we're giving plenty of water to our dogs. So important when it comes to the heat. Uh, don't be shy to have like something like a kiddie pool or a little sprinkler system. You know, whether it's in the front or the back, that's going to be great. Another thing too is inside the house. Ice cubes are a great way for them to cool down. So you can give them some ice cubes. They can play around with them. It's fun. It's cool. It's perfect. Remember too, those big long walks. Make sure that you're checking that street or the cement. It could be very hot for their pads, so you do want to make sure that it's the heat isn't too high when it comes to walking. And if it is, and you have to absolutely walk your dog, make sure that you're trying to walk on the grass or just try to keep those pads safe. Okay. Goes along with beaches too, by the way. So when you're at a beach, the sand could be extremely hot. So again, please keep an eye on that. Make sure that a lot of the times they won't even let you know that it hurts, and sometimes they will, of course. But again, we just want to make sure that that we're keeping them, in check and that everything seems to be doing okay. Another big thing is, if you have like those, I guess you could say like short face breeds, like, like let's say like pugs or, bulldogs. I mean, all dogs are in jeopardy for sure in the summer, but these dogs are really susceptible to heat stroke. So we definitely want to, keep an eye on that, right? Another thing too with the signs of heat stroke, we could be looking at like heavy panting or excessive drooling or balance problems even. Their gums usually go like a little bright red if I'm not mistaken. So we these are definitely typical signs that like, oh boy, this is not good. We need some, we need to possibly even get medical attention, right? Advanced stages would be stuff like vomiting and like really labored and noisy breathing. These are big signs that like we're in a little bit of trouble here. We should be going to the vet immediately. Okay. I feel like this one is an automatic thing. Okay, but don't leave your dog alone in a hot car. I think we know this one, right? I think a cracked window is not enough. They say that, um, even with even with the windows down, it would still be just as hot as whatever the actual temperature is. So your dog cannot survive in a hot car. So this is definitely a big no-no. And of course, when it comes to the summer, this is when we like to exercise and we like to actually go and explore and do things. Just keep in mind that you want to avoid strenuous exercise, especially when it's really hot, right? So again, keep that in the back of your mind when you are going through this. So it could be like, you want to go for a hike, or you want to just go for a run. If it's like midday and it's like, scorching, like it might just be better for you to do this, on your own. If not, remember, please, plenty of breaks. Make sure that they're drinking tons of water. They even have little cooling vests. So there are things, but you definitely want to avoid the strenuous exercise for sure. And when it comes to short-haired dogs, just keep in mind that they can actually get sunburned, right? So you do want to keep an eye on that, especially these days. It can be scorching in the summer. You're out for 5 minutes and you're already burnt, at least for some of us. So again, keep that in the back of your mind. Sunburns, it's not just humans. They even have they even have sunscreen for dogs, by the way. Okay. Um, of course, ticks and mosquitoes. This is like the peak time, right? So make sure you're doing little skin checks and checking all of their, the bottom, even like their mouths, all of it. Make sure that you get that those ticks and flea pills and stuff like that. So watch your dog too, by the way, because now when it comes to the grass, some people lay it with those, with those chemically treated fertilizers. So we do want to keep that in the back of our minds as well. What grass are they going on? So, if I see those little signs or something, I usually keep them away. I like just going to parks anyways. So if I'm walking, unless my dog's really got to go, I'll just kind of keep them in the heel until I get to like an area that's not someone's front lawn. It's just kind of how I do it. And I guess another thing, is, shaving your dog. This is something that is interesting to me because depending on the race, especially, okay, shaving your dog is generally, in my opinion, not a great idea if it has to do with the heat, okay? So, like, if you're seeing your dog in the summer pant and you're like, oh, I'm going to shave him, especially like the double-coated breeds, this is not going to provide relief. Okay, so it will actually make it worse if you shave it, all right? Because the coat is actually maintaining a lot of the heat out of the body. Again, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I do know this is a fact, okay? So try to keep that in the back of your mind, that shaving your dog, especially a double-coated breed, is not what we should be doing, okay? Another big thing, okay, is we're going to be dealing with a lot of fireworks, okay? So fireworks are going to be a big problem in the summer, okay? So do yourself a favor, and when it comes to like Canada Day, Saint Jean, all those kind of days, everyone wants to bring their dog with them, okay? When they go see the fireworks, I get it. It's a family thing. Let's go see the fireworks. Personally, this is probably the worst idea ever, okay? I understand if you have a dog who, let's say you've done this before and they don't have any noise phobias or whatever, sure, by all means, okay? But dogs who are a little bit more on the skittish side or unsure, or, dogs who are on could be on like anxiety medication, stuff like this, because of the way they act when it comes to noises, chances are fireworks, not a good idea, okay? And remember the dog tags, okay? To keep the dog tags on. Now that it's summer and we're letting them off the leash, right? It's very common that they're running away from us, right? Or maybe we can't get our dog back, or whatever the case is. So let's just make sure that we're actually keeping those ID tags on, so that worst case scenario, if our dog does get lost, we know that someone will report it, right? Another big thing that I think we should talk about is just training in general, okay? So when I do training, especially on really hot days, I will not be shy to cancel a session with a client if it's outside and it's blazing hot. Heat stroke is a real thing, and it really doesn't take much time, okay? So I would really consider making sure that we are doing our best to maintain dog training at low temperatures. All right, this is a lot of mental stimulation, a lot of activity, especially if you're doing things like heel, or recalls, or things that involve a lot of walking around or running. This is also a big piece of it too, right? So to give you an example, if I go for a walk and I decide to do some heel and it's 11 o'clock, I might do some heel for like maybe 5 minutes. I'll probably even do it maybe on my front lawn or back lawn, or I'll go to a park where they're on the grass where I have plenty of water as well. You know, you want to keep it very, very light though, 5 to 10 minutes max. Okay, this is so important. Sorry, so important when it comes to these summer safety tips. I hope this helps. Please don't be shy. Reach out if you have a topic you want me to discuss. Stay tuned because we're gonna have some guests very, very soon onto the podcast. So again, our email is cepodcast@canineeducation.ca. And thank you so much to everyone out there who follows us, who listens to us. Thank you so much to our premiums. I appreciate all of you. Have a great day, fam. Thank you. Bye-bye.